it lags. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Bougie Sports Podcast. I'm Yvette, your host, and I'm really happy that you're coming to join me today because I'm a hot mess. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Bougie Sports on YouTube. I really want to hit 1,000 subscribers so I can have a Billy Madison like party. How fun would that be, Chickie?
Oh my
Billy
God.
Madison party.
I am so there. Yes.
I know, right?
I didn't know that. You guys subscribe. I want a Billy Madison party.
Well, I just decided that right now. You
Wait,
know,
are you gonna have a tent? Like you could like have a tent in the backyard like he had. Have one of those.
you would have to do it all. You'd have to go all in or not.
I'm down to that.
You know, all in.
There.
And okay, we'll talk about this later. You guys.
Okay.
We'll talk about this later because we're gonna get there. We have to get to 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe to Bougie Sports on YouTube. Also all across social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Check out the website at bougiesports.net. There you can see what we're all up to. We have lots of new shows going. We're starting to cover the UFL. The Squad Pod's on next week. They're going to be covering WrestleMania. Today, we are covering the Masters. So we are masters of all trades here at Bougie Sports. And we also have a first-timer, Chickie, joining me today.
I'm excited. I'm on Bougie Sports. Yay.
I know. And just in Bougie Sports fashion, we had to have technical difficulties. Before we started once and then something happened, which was so weird. But we're back. But, you know, life goes on. And we're not quitters. Chickie, just like Rory McIlroy is not a quitter.
No.
And he became a Grand Slam winner. This weekend, we just got done with the Masters. 3 days. I watched almost all the hours of golf. Yes. Exciting, nerve-wracking, unbelievably, so much fun, so much to talk about. Chickie, what did you think about this year's Masters?
I thought it was okay. So I pretty much just got into golf a couple of years ago. So literally this Masters, top probably 5 sports moments I've seen. The very end, but also just like during, like so many of the things that happened during, like I wrote down some of the like top plays. Literally one of the best things ever. And I think the coolest thing about Rory, the last person that got a Grand Slam championship was Tiger in 2000. So it's been 25 years. And before that, I think it was Phil in like 1966 or something like that. So, I mean, that's how rare and unique this is. And that's, I think, what made it so cool, especially the end when I was like, oh my, when he missed that putt. I mean, I screamed so loud. My cat like literally ran underneath me. But then you just knew when he came back out, the like look on his face was different. It was like, he knew this was do or die. This was it. So that was the coolest part.
Yes. And I'm glad you said that. That moment, obviously, if you guys were talking about the match, we're talking about the 18th hole. I mean, look at, I literally have goosebumps.
I know, right? I was in the fetal position.
Yeah.
I was like literally when he hugged Shane Lowry, who's his best friend. I love that guy. I was literally in the fetal position on the ground crying so hard.
Oh my gosh. Well, it wasn't roller coaster of up and downs for Rory. And it didn't end till the very end of the match when he misses the putt and has to go to sudden death.
Yes.
Now, when you said he came back with the eye of the tiger, I seen it.
Did you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I seen it. Yeah. It was like, I cannot lose.
It was like, I wonder, like, all the things going through his brain at the time. Like, because he knows people talk crap about him. He knows people are like, oh, he chokes when the big moment comes, can't do this. You know, just the things people say about professional athletes. And I think they said it about Justin Rose, too. And I think that's why he played so well on Sunday. I mean, the man shot a 66, which what I've heard and what I saw, that course looks just ridiculously hard. So for him to come back and shoot a 66 on Sunday, but then not win, can you imagine? Like, that would be rough.
Yeah. The only other person that would have had it worse would have been Rory McIlroy, right?
Yes.
I think
Yes.
and then he comes back and said, I don't think what I'm calling it sudden death. I don't know what they call it in golf, but it's sudden death.
No, I think they do. I think you're right. I think they do call it sudden death.
Okay. And then he shoots the most beautiful.
Oh.
I was like, you got to be kidding. Like,
I know.
Is he ever going to get a break? And then he comes back and Rory comes back and makes a better one. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
I know, because when Justin parred that, you know, the hole in sudden death, I was like, shoot, this might be it. He might actually pull this out. But then Rory, you could just tell as soon as he made that beautiful shot, you were like, oh no, when he got it on the green, I was like, this is it. He's going to win. You just kind of knew.
Yeah. And then the moment when he won, like you said, it was just emotion for anyone. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you weren't following the story, if you're just watching that day of the Masters, I think you could feel the tension that Rory had, and you know, the nonstop talk and the conversation was whether or not he was going to choke, and I thought he was going to choke, you know. But I mean, I just, you know, mostly thought that because that's how my life works with sports, you know, when you get emotionally connected to something.
Exactly. And now, like, it's really cool though, too, because now he's like one of 4 men with the most major championships. So he has 5. I think he and Brooks have 5. Tiger has 15. And then who's the other one? Did I write it down?
Is it Jack?
Oh, Phil Mickelson. He has 6. Okay. So he and Brooks. So Rory and Brooks Koepka have 5. Phil has 6, and Tiger, of course, but you know, Tiger. What can we say about Tiger? He has 15. Right. So I mean, that's just really cool in itself too. You know, so it kind of made history like in 2 different ways, which is just really cool. Plus, he gets his green jacket and he gets, you know, to play in the Masters whenever he wants. So that's fun too.
Yes. Some tea on Tiger. Did you know that he's dating now Donald Trump's ex-baby's mama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it his ex? It's his ex-daughter-in-law, right?
Is it? Oh, yeah.
It's his daughter-in-law.
Donald Trump Jr.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. She's a pretty little girl. Yeah, I did read that. And I was like, oh, wow. Hopefully he shaped up.
He didn't come to the Masters. You know? So that's the bougie tea. I wasn't aware of that. And you talked a little bit and you mentioned another name that we definitely have to hit on, which is your boy, the rope killer.
I know.
Bryson DeChambeau.
Don't trash talk my boy, Yvette. I'll fight you in the street. The thing about Bryson, I think it's interesting because like 3 of the people that were kind of favored early on. So Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson, and then Phil Mickelson, along with Bryson, you know, they went to the LIV Tour a couple years ago. And I haven't followed golf that long, but when I get interested in something, I tend to fixate. So I research a lot. And I thought it was interesting that like Brooks and Dustin and Phil, none of them made the cut. And I know there's other good golfers that didn't either. Like Keegan Bradley, you know, he's the coach or president, whatever you call it, of the Cup this year. But the three that didn't make it, it makes you kind of wonder a little bit. Like I'm not trying to start an argument with anybody, but it makes you wonder, like when you go to a different tour like that, the LIV Tour, and they're just throwing money at you. Like, I mean, the amounts that they paid these guys just to be on the LIV Tour, I don't know what you even do with that much money. So it makes you wonder, does that sometimes make you lose your focus or your drive or your love for the sport? Because what are you really aiming for? What's your goal then? And so when Bryson made it, that's one of the reasons I was so excited, because I thought he focused and he showed, even being on the LIV Tour, not being with these guys anymore, the talk about the LIV Tour, kind of the people that trash talk the LIV Tour, which I understand at times. It's just interesting that he still came through and played that well.
Absolutely. Great point.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I liked Rory McIlroy is because he was one of the golfers that refused to go to LIV. And I was like, yes, I love that about him. And, you know, I'm glad that they've combined them together because we needed this.
Yes, I agree.
And you're right. Like Bryson showed that he is a different type of player. He obviously plays for more motivation, but I mean, it's a good theory. I love that. I love
yeah.
What did you think when Bryson and Rory were paired up on that last?
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting because, you know, when Rory lost to Bryson last year, and I will say this about Rory, a lot of people, trash talk him too, because he's feisty. He's fiery. He's feisty. He's opinionated. But you know what? So what? Good for him. I mean, he is an excellent athlete. He's a leader. You can tell he's a leader. If you watch Full Swing and you watch like the very last couple episodes where they were, against the USA, I'm sorry. And he kind of got mouthy with, I can't remember whose caddy it was, but he got mouthy because he was kind of in his way. And a lot of people I remember on Twitter were like saying things. And I just think that's the sign of a leader. That's the sign of somebody who loves a sport, is all in and wants to be a good leader and wants to win. And if you don't want to win, why would you be a pro golfer? Honestly, you have to have a specific type of drive and you have to have a specific type of personality because you're in that sport by yourself. You don't have a quarterback or a catcher or a pitcher to pick you up. You pick yourself up. You have to talk yourself through things. You have to be the one that has your personality shine through. There's nobody to hide behind. And the only person really there with you is your caddy. And they're probably sometimes maybe, a little bit afraid to say things because I'm sure they get things taken out on them. How would they not? So that's what shines about Rory, is his leadership. So that's why I was very happy to see him win.
Yeah. And he especially had a lot of noise in his head because all the controversies surrounding, his little affair controversy and then losing again to Bryson and everything else. So with all that extra added pressure.
I just want to say off the record, his wife is hot. So I saw her, I was like, what you doing, Rory? Seriously? And he's a little girl Poppy. She's like, I don't know if that was rumors or not, but I hope
you know what they say, and this is one of my favorite quotes. Show me the most beautiful girl in the world, and I'll show you the guy sick of effing her. Because that's just how it is. It doesn't matter, You might think that's just...
I have never heard that. That's sad. That's sad.
I mean, even Margot Robbie, someone's like, cheat on her.
You're not lying.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're not lying.
I want to talk a little bit about some of the fun facts of the Masters. Talk a little bit about the green jacket. I think it's interesting that they don't keep the green jacket. It stays there. Right?
Mm-hmm. It goes in their little locker in the locker room, and only champions and past champions are allowed in the locker room, which is super cool if you think about it. So whenever you're on the grounds, you can wear the green jacket, but I think that makes it even cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I would just like, I couldn't be able to go there. Like, as soon as I get there, like, I need to get my green jacket on. I'd be walking there all the time. As soon as if I had one, Like,
I just go there, go in the locker room, walk around in the green jacket, put it back, go home. I wouldn't even golf. I just go be like, hi, I have the green jacket. Hi, I'm a
yeah.
champion.
Oh my God. It looked so good on Rory, his Irish green. Until 1983, players had to use Augusta's caddies who wore the iconic white jumpsuits and green caps. Now pros bring their own, but the caddies still wear that dress code, which I love. That's one of the best things about the Masters is all the traditions that they keep.
I agree.
I love the look of the caddies with the green and the white. What do you think?
No, it's super sharp, super cool. I think the coolest part, like you're like kind of the lingo too. Like they never call them fans or the crowd; they call them patrons, which is really cool. And they also, what was I going to say? I'm having a brain fade. Sorry, ADHD attack. The saying that they say that tournament doesn't start until Sunday on the back or the second 9. And like, we really saw that to be true this year. Like, you know, Saturday, you're like, oh, this person's going to win for sure. He's going to win for sure. Like Saturday, I was like, Bryson's going to win. And then Sunday, early on, I was like, oh, okay, well, now Rory might win. Wait, now Bryson's going to wait. Now Justin's going to win. So I think that's one of the coolest things too, how they say that traditional thing about, you know, the second 9 on Sunday, because it's very true.
And there you go, right here. The tricky 11th, 12th, and 13th holes are called Amon's Corner, and that would be in the back 9, inspired by jazz track Shout in the Amon Corner, coined by writer Herbert Warren Wind. So yeah, right. You get the back 9, just like in any game, right? You have to close it. I don't know. Would you rather be? I think it would be easier if they had the easy ones at the beginning, but
yeah, I think that's what makes it more fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the great things that I love about that Masters and everyone knows is about their cheap prices. I think it's great when they show the menus and they keep the prices low. I've also heard from people that attended the Masters that the food is delicious.
Oh yeah, I keep hearing about the pimento cheese sandwich.
Yes.
I am down because that Masters is 2.5 on my bucket list. I am bound and determined to go there, and I'm getting that pimento cheese sandwich, and I'm getting the green hat because the only place you can get Masters stuff is in the store. You can't get it anywhere else, which I think is cool too. So I'm going. You can come next year.
We're getting in there somehow, some way.
Somehow I'm getting in.
Right. Tiger Woods was 21 when he won in 1997. The youngest, Jack Nicklaus, was 46 in 1986. So yeah, I think it's you got a pretty long window to play golf. Look, up to 46. That's 11 more years for Rory McIlroy. You think he might win another Masters?
I think he can win another Masters. Absolutely. Absolutely.
No one has ever won the par 3 contest held Wednesday and the Masters in the same year.
Yeah.
It's the Wolf's ultimate jinx.
And I read that some of the guys will throw the par 3 not to win.
I would see that.
Did you watch that? Did you watch the par 3?
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh. You have to watch it. It is the cutest thing because they all have their kids out there and their wives caddying. So you get to see this like superhuman element to all of them. And it's so cute. But also I thought the best part of the par 3 contest was Max Homa was the co-host. So he was like talking back and forth with the golfers. So whenever they would like talk, they had like some of them mic'd up like during the par 3 and would ask him questions or talk to him. And so every time Max Homa was going to talk, he'd be like, so say like he's going to talk to Tony Finau. He's like, hey, Tony Finau, Max Homa here, big fan. He said that to every single golfer. He was like, big fan, big fan. And finally, Tony Finau goes, likewise, Maxie. They call him Maxie. He has a really good personality. Speaking of Max Homa, though, Max Homa is sponsored by Lulu. I would die.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
That's very cool. Yeah, okay.
Each of us 18 holes named after a plant or flower, like magnolia. Which is like, I would love to tour the grounds. It's probably so beautiful. Now, this is something that's been talked about a lot, and I love this. They banned the phones for patrons keeping the old vibe. School wants to check out the scores. You have to use the manual leader book. leaderboards scattered around. When you seen that picture of Rory, what did you not see? Cell phones. Nobody was allowed to have a cell phone. And I think that was amazing. Everyone who attended said that they loved being more connected to the game. What do you think? Would you have liked to?
Don't you think like we live like in an age, and I'm guilty of this too. I think everybody is. We kind of live in an age where we spend so much time recording things or Snapchatting things. We're missing things live a lot of the time. We're missing experiences. So I think that's the coolest thing with that is that forces you to be in the moment. That forces you to have that experience because my brother was telling me he went to the Masters and he said, not this year, a couple of years ago, but he said it's almost hard for him to go back because the experience was that amazing. He's like, I feel like I can't replicate that. So that's a really cool thing. You're in the moment and you'll remember that forever.
Right. Exactly. I think the first day, Thursday, you were allowed to have your phones or something. One of the days you're allowed to have, you're not allowed to have your phones. You're allowed to have digital cameras.
Oh, okay.
One of the days.
Yeah. And then that I understand though, because you would want something. I mean, if I'm that close to those guys, I want to take a picture of Bryson DeChambeau if I'm that close to him.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. CBS aired the Masters. I thought they did a wonderful job. That was really great broadcast. One of the things too that I noticed or read is that they don't do any type of they don't really talk about sponsors or anything like that during the broadcasts or something, which I thought was interesting. Yeah. Keep everything really, about golf and not about all the other subjects here. So yeah. Any other what other big takes did you have? Did you have any other takes?
You know what? Another thing that I think is really cool about the Masters, that area. So they have that amateur competition, the amateur golfers, and they stay in the place. Is it the attic or something above it? And it's called what's it called? The something nest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I just had, let me see. I have it.
Well, while you find it,
okay.
But they get to go and they get to golf like they're at the Masters. They're amateurs. And last year, not this year, but last year, there was a golfer from Ohio State. And I forget his name because.
Shipley.
He had kind of longer hair, super cool guy. He won it and he got to golf with Tiger. And he was like, they interviewed him. He was talking about that. I think that's it. What is it called? The something nest, right?
Yeah.
I got to find it, Yvette. You talk. Well, I got to find it. I'm going to go crazy about it.
I think I have it right. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I think it's Travis Shipley. That's the name of that. Isn't it the name of the?
Yes, Crow's Nest. It's called the Crow's Nest. So they get to go, those amateurs get to go stay there. And that's a really cool thing too. That's something really unique to that place.
Yes. An amateur.
Yes.
They're an amateur.
You're an
I never knew it was pronounced that way until.
Is it really? I never knew that.
Yeah, well, that's how they said. Oh, we were Good morning from San Diego. Go Cubs. What's up? Good morning. Hello, San Diego. That reminds me of
Did you say go Cubs? The Cubs are good this year, dude. The Cubs are great. They're good.
Oh my God. Speaking of, we might as well talk a little bit about this because I have you on the show. Yes. One of the things that I know about you from social media is that you are a big baseball fan and you like the Yankees. Now, I know that's
yell at me.
Yes. So now, why? I mean, where did the fanship come for the Yankees?
Well, so in my defense, this is people from Ohio get so mad. I'm not from Ohio. I'm actually from Nebraska. That's where I grew up. So in Nebraska, all there is college football. So I'm a huge college football fan also, but there, you don't have any other sports there. So when I was very young, I went on a trip to New York with my best friend and her parents, and her dad was a huge Yankee fan. So I got to go to Yankee Stadium. And that's basically where my love of the sport came from, because that was basically the first huge experience I had with baseball. And I just fell in love with it. And I've been diehard Yankee since. I lived in a lot of different cities. I've lived in some different states, and I have remained a Yankees diehard. Raised my two boys as Yankees diehard, and that's not changing. So
and you're fine. You have to be who you are.
I'm
I'll tell you
loyal.
one thing. My mom, I loved New York City. So I love traveling to New York City. I think it's beautiful. I know a lot of people don't like it. I love it. I love the culture. Whenever you want to go, I would go there in a second.
Oh,
I
honey, my son,
walk the streets all day, every day.
absolutely. My younger son lives there. My younger son, Doran, lives
Oh my
there
God.
now. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's even better now because I can go visit him. And I'll take you where you're going to Yankee Stadium. You'll love it. I promise.
It's Yankee Stadium. I mean, YOLO, you know?
Yes, exactly.
I would never go to it's just the stadium. Who cares?
Yeah. I will go to any stadium. I mean, even Fenway, honestly, is on my bucket list. I refuse to go to the Mets Stadium. And anybody who's a Yankee fan understands why. I will not give them a penny of my money. However, I do have tickets for the Mets Yankees series at Yankees for the Subway series, and I will be there. And yes, I will boo Juan Soto. Thank you. That's all I'll say.
Manifest it. Yes, it will happen. It will happen. Oh yeah, beautiful park. I would love to go to every single park.
Dude, Fenway. I know this dude's saying I want to go to Fenway. Okay, Fenway is probably number one on my baseball bucket list of stadiums. Yeah.
It's one of those stadiums when you think about name a stadium. It's one of those stadiums you name, it's
right.
Just
exactly. The history, like there, and you talk about like Wrigley. Wrigley's a beautiful park. It's beautiful.
Yes. I drove past.
Oh, you need to. Have you really? You need to go,
yes.
Yvette. Wrigley is smack dab in the middle of the neighborhood. Like, I mean, there's houses and then there's Wrigley, like right there. It's seriously very cool.
Yeah. It's, you know who has the beautiful baseball stadium? We can't, is Pittsburgh. They have a beautiful
PNC is
beautiful stadium. Absolutely gorgeous stadium. Yes, we'll definitely have to touch again.
I love Progressive too. I think Progressive's done a really good job with upkeep. I think that stadium's gorgeous.
Oh yeah. Or I call it the Jake. I still call it the Jake.
I call it the Jake.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to talk about really quick is I didn't even know this was happening until I went online and I seen that Katy Perry was trending. I'm like, why is Katy Perry trending? Well, turns out there was this mission that they were going to outer space like for 11 minutes,
Yeah, 11 minutes. What's up with the 11 minutes?
I don't know. I mean, I want to go to a different kind of aura for 11 minutes. I could do that at home, I don't need to go all the way to space.
I know that's a lot of drama for 11 minutes, but I would like to say if they're going to start sending people to outer space like that, they should let like normal people sign other people up because I would like to shoot some people to outer space. If that's an option, I'll go first. I have a couple people. I'm kidding.
These are the people that were on the ship. Katy Perry, Gayle King, Jeff Bezos' wife, girlfriend, whatever.
I didn't know that. Oh wow.
Yes. And a film producer. There was like a controversy that there wasn't a lot of like, scientists on there. It was more like, Katy Perry, like why was Katy Perry there and why was Gayle King there? I'm thinking, they probably wanted Oprah and they got Gayle, but
probably. And why is there a controversy? Who cares? There's always has to be controversy about everything.
You can't do anything without a controversy.
Yeah, just give me this part. Someone's born to complain about stuff. I don't know.
Yes. And we have to really talk really quick. We have to talk about our Cavs clinching the #1 seed.
Yes!
Woo! I really feel like we can win a championship. Again.
Oh my gosh, this team.
This could happen.
This team
really happen.
The depth is crazy, and they're just young. They're so fun to watch this year. I mean, crazy fun to watch this year. I've been to a few games. So fun to watch, so energetic. They always like pick each other up, and you cannot count them out. I swear they can be down with like 2 minutes left and come back and win. It's crazy. This team legitimately, I think, can go the whole way.
I agree. I have a quick little. Are you still there? I want to make sure that.
Yeah.
Okay. a quick little thing here that we're gonna do. We love talking fashion on Bougie Sports, and who has better fashion than golf? I mean, that the Masters with, like we said, was on the bucket list. Can you imagine coming out with an outfit? So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the looks here at the Masters. Traditionally, it's the green and white palette, preppy, traditional look here. Just showing you what most people would wear. I love it. I would wear all of it.
I
we should even
love
have a
it.
Masters party.
Love it. Oh, that's cute. Look at her purse. I could die.
Lots of branded merch. This is one of the things that you
look at that one. I love that one.
Yeah, gorgeous print. And I would love it. Here's one of the outfits I loved. I'm like, oh my gosh, I would wear this in a second. And let's talk a little bit about some of that fashion. We'll talk about Phil Mickelson. He had some custom Masters Nikes. What do you think?
Did you see Shane Lowry's shoes? They had the little flag of Ireland on them. They're so cool. Like the thing at the par 3 competition, like all the wives and kids, like the majority of them had on like little green and white dunks. It looks so cute. That is the thing about golf, and this is embarrassingly why I love golf in the first place, is the fashion. The golf clothes are amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
You just make me feel like I'm okay. Now look at this.
Do you love those? Love them. Those are throwback shoes right there. I love them. Well, and it's also cool. Like if you watch the golfers, like the sponsors, like on there, you can tell who sponsors them. For instance, like Max Homa with Lulu. Like I know a bunch of them. I think even Rory is Nike, and some of those shoes. The person with the coolest shoes always is Tony Finau. He always has the most unique. I saw him at the Memorial Tournament in Dublin last year. The coolest shoes I've ever seen. That is another thing. Golf. You have to love golf because of the fashion, and I love fashion. So bring it.
Yes, and exactly, especially when it makes a statement. Look at Cam Smith over here. I thought he looked so sharp.
Dapper.
There, very dapper. Now we got this. Now here we go. Where I just don't get this, but I get it. If you want to show some personality, looking a little bit like Ronald McDonald, Sergio Garcia. What do you think?
Do you remember? You know Ricky Fowler. Do you remember? Like it's been a while. I mean, I don't remember how many years it's been, but he used to wear all that orange. Like he was sponsored by Puma, and he'd wear that super big like Puma flat belt, and like all of it, he was orange. The whole thing, everything he wore was orange. So yeah, some of them, I don't know. I guess they stick out with that. Or you think about like Cashmere Keith, the guy that always wears the cashmere. Like that's I think kind of what makes you remember some of them, though, is kind of that different fashion.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what fashion is, right? To make a statement. Okay.
I love Ludwig. Okay. I love him. He is Adidas. Look, he has like the trefoil things on. I love his fashion. That's so funny you put that up there because I wrote that down to talk about that outfit right there. So sharp, and he's so adorable. And he was actually one of the early favorites to win the Masters too. And he was doing really good. And then he had like a couple of really good shots on Sunday that like made him go into third place. The one made him like go into third place solo. And then he kind of fell off towards the end. I think it was too late, but this is a good dude right here. He has a great personality, I think.
Absolutely. I think we will see him. He's sporting green here. I think we'll see him sporting green in the future in the form of a jacket. He has it all. Like he talks about like the focus too. That's something that he has, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he just has that golfer look. I mean, he's like Rory. Okay, for example, Rory. He doesn't look golfer. I don't know. You don't look golfer, but But if your name is Ludwig Aberg, I mean
Ludwig. I think they asked him on Full Swing how you pronounce it. He said Ludwig Aberg. It was very cool.
Yes.
Yes. Bryson, his little, like he has those little T's and that little face on everything he wears. I guess that's his logo for his live team. That's why it's on everything.
Yes. I know it was kind of distracting. I thought it was like a lot going on. I'm like,
I love it.
He just did like, just basic Nike.
Yeah.
Nike, but yes. Those two together. Yeah.
Bryson, I think the other cool thing about golf is how it just allows their personalities to shine through. And I know a lot of people like had said bad things about Bryson because he used to be like kind of like different, not real approachable, not real friendly. And I think he worked on himself a lot. And I saw an interview on, I want to say it was Friday or Saturday at the Masters. And she said, what changed with you? And he said, I just didn't know myself. I wasn't comfortable with myself. I didn't know who I was. And I think that speaks a lot because a lot of these guys, if you think about it, they're so young and they're maturing in front of all of these people with all of this pressure on them. I can't imagine like a lot of the things they go through. So it's really cool to see like some of their personalities. Like I read that Bryson on Saturday was staying in a neighborhood with an Airbnb and he was just taking a walk and he saw some people in their backyard just like doing a putting game. And he went in there and like stood around and like putted with these people for like an hour or two, just like talk to them. Or you could see how he interacts with the patrons at the Masters, just like talk. Exactly. He just seems so like approachable now. And I think that's really neat. And like, if you just like look at some of their personalities, like Max Homa, I talked to him, like Sahith Theegala, who's actually my favorite golfer. I met his dad last year at the Memorial Tournament in Dublin. Nicest, literally stood there, talked to me for like probably 15 minutes, just about normal stuff. Nicest guy ever, as nice as he is on the show. So I think this is another thing that's so cool about golf is the approachability of these golfers and kind of just how it humanizes them. And just, they all have such good personalities that really stick out. I love that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's another reason why I love Full Swing too. It gives you a nice opportunity to look in these golfers' personalities because, mostly you get football personalities, basketball personalities, but not till this reality show came out. I think, did you really truly get a look at how these golfers live,
Exactly.
And it makes you kind of like me become more of a fan and more emotionally invested into it because you want to root for them. And when you like somebody, you want to root for them. And
spot on. That's exactly it. Yeah. I definitely turned the sport on. I think it made the whole sport more approachable because it showed such a human element to all of those golfers.
Yes. Now, would you go to space?
No.
If they asked you?
No, I'm terrified of heights. I can't even get on a roller coaster. How the heck am I you'd have to literally knock me out and then maybe wake me up for a couple minutes and then put me back to sleep. Would you go?
I know. No. I'm almost scared to get on the plane, to be honest. I don't think
no desire.
No.
I would go to Coachella.
I know. I have, this weekend and last weekend, it was Coachella, and you can see it all over social media. It's like all the outfits and everything. I would have been all in that.
Hey, Eva, have you ever heard of Lost Lands? That music festival? Have you ever heard of? Okay, so there's this tiny little town. It's like 30 minutes from Columbus called Thornville. Teeny tiny little town, but they have this huge venue. And once a year they have this music festival for like 4 days. I think it's called Lost Lands. They have like all these huge like dinosaurs and stuff set up. It's EDM. So loud. This place, yes, exactly. I used to live like 15 minutes from there before I moved to Columbus. And it is so loud. The bass is so loud. It shakes your house. And I lived 15 minutes away and it would like shake, like it freaked my dogs out. It was that loud. My sons, when they were at Ohio State, both went like every year. And I was like, how do you like stand that? How is it so loud? And they're like, oh, we wear earplugs. I'm like, so you pay that much money and you wear earplugs? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, sign me up. I would go. That sounds like a blast.
Right? They don't know how to party like we do. I'm telling you. They really don't. Another thing that's coming up, we have so much room for activities in April.
Yes.
We have WrestleMania this weekend. Are you a wrestling fan?
I'm not as much as I love sports. I never got into wrestling. I know a lot of people from Cleveland love wrestling, though. I just never really got into it. Are you a wrestling fan?
No, I'm like a casual watcher. I'm trying to. I keep every single time. I'm like, I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna try to do it. I could appreciate the big shows, like, and I'll watch the big entertainment because I'll watch any type of show, so I will watch it. But I don't know much about it. But
I
do know much about, and what I am a huge fan of, is the NFL draft, and it's rapidly approaching. I think we have 8 or 9 days till we have the Browns take the number 2 pick.
Who do you think the number 1 pick is? If you had to say right now, who would you say?
Oh, I think it's Cam Ward. It's going to go to Tennessee.
He goes to Tennessee. I agree.
Yes.
Who do you think will take?
I'm thinking Travis Hunter.
That's what the rumor is, right? Do you like that? Do you like him as our first pick?
I do. I'm a huge. I did not want Shedeur Sanders there. I thought that would be a reach for him at that spot. I don't think he is that good to take him there. I think what might happen is we might still end up getting Shedeur later on in the draft.
I don't think he'll be there. I think he'll go earlier. I love Travis Hunter. I think he will be. You put him and Jerry Jeudy and Njoku together. What a receiving core, especially with Flacco now. You can say what you want about Flacco, but he does complete passes. He's a good veteran leader presence, and I think we needed that after the crap shoot of especially last year, right? I think Shedeur, and this is an unpopular opinion, I think Shedeur gets a bad rap because of his dad. I like Deion, but I think he's kind of a different personality. I think Shedeur got really mouthy and kind of maybe hurt himself a little bit, but I think he actually would do well in Cleveland. Unpopular opinion, but I think that he would. However, I love Travis Hunter. I would be so happy with him. I also think Abdul Carter. I think he is a stud. You put him on the other side of Miles, I don't think anybody could ever do anything.
Right. I don't think you're alone. I think a lot of people think that Shedeur Sanders should be the pick at number 2, and he still might be. We don't know what Cleveland's going to do.
We don't know.
You said about Abdul Carter. Now, they just said that he just went to breakfast with the Giants coach. The Giants. So the Giants take Abdul Carter. That will push Shedeur Sanders back even more. If he doesn't go in the first 3, there could be some potential landing spots or somebody to trade.
Who's a player that you want to get that's not a skilled position? Like if you had one person that you could get, and it could be later on in the draft, that's not a skilled position player, who would you take?
What do you mean not a skilled position?
So if you were going to take a linebacker, D lineman, O lineman, something like that, who would you take?
Well, I know this doesn't count, but I would just say, because this draft is so heavily loaded in running backs, I know that is a skilled position, but I think that it would be amiss to throw to pass on one of these running backs. We can get them later on in the draft.
Cam Skattebo, Arizona State. And I have gotten in so many arguments because people are like, he ran a terrible 40. He's slow. He can't translate to the NFL. Okay, well, I did some research because here's the thing. He's 5'11". He had the record. He ran he ran for 1,000 yards and he caught for 400 or 500 yards, the only player to do that. And he was out for a game or 2. So here's the thing. I think that guy maybe isn't as fast. He can probably get faster with specific training, but he runs through people. He is a tank. He's not afraid of contact. He lowers himself and he goes. And I remember there was this player called, I think his name was Jack Alstad or something. He was from Purdue. I'll never forget him. And maybe I feel like his nickname was A-Train or something. Somebody, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, jump on and say if I'm saying that right. But he was a fullback, And Cam Scatterbo reminds me so much of him. Cam Scatterbo maybe is more like the fullback kind of running back, but I think you could put him out for some, like, you could put him out in the slats for some, like, shorter, reception yards. He's very, very aggressive, and he's not afraid. I think he would be a stud. And I want to say, too, I miss the days of the fullback, the I back. I miss that. I miss watching him go from like under center and you have a fullback. You have I miss that. And the I formation, I love that stuff. I'd like to see that some more. Yeah. Stefanski, if you're listening, I'd like you to revert back to that. Thank you.
Yeah. I love it. Well, let's get you in contact with them. Flacco is Flacco. What do you think about Flacco?
I am happy. I think, like I said, I think he's a good veteran leader presence. And I think right now what the Browns need is somebody to bring them together. And I think there's been a lot of division. I think they're disappointed in a lot of the fans because of some of the stuff that happened with Deshaun and things that were said. Which, we're fans and we're Browns fans. And if you're a Browns fan, you're a unique person because you are loyal to a team that frustrates the absolute piss out of you every year, right? So I am a diehard Browns fan. I'm not going anywhere. But the fact that they're bringing him back kind of tells me that they're trying to settle the team. So I think we go out, we get a couple good draft picks, and I think we can turn this team around really quickly. There's a ton of talent.
Yeah. I mean, I've been thinking, Kirk Cousins, but Joe Flacco really makes more sense. Kirk Cousins comes with a heavy price tag. And Joe Flacco, I think, is getting $4 million for a 1-year deal. I think what the Browns probably want to do with this move is hopefully they have Joe Flacco, they have Kenny Pickett, and they are going to pick up a quarterback, not with the number 2 pick.
Yeah.
But with another pick in this draft that they can develop. And I think it's a good plan. And like you said, just getting the band back together. He was successful in Cleveland. We know that. Got us to the playoffs. So I'm happy as well. I think it's a positive step in the right direction to get us back.
I have to plug a Nebraska player real quick.
Okay.
So Ty Robinson, he's a D lineman for Nebraska. Big dude. Had so many blocked punts, kicks this year. I would like to ask Andrew Berry to please check out Ty Robinson later in the draft. That guy could be something. He could seriously be a stud. He is a stud already, but I think he would be so awesome on the Browns. He's not going to be probably a first or second rounder, probably third round. Let's get him.
Well, that's in the sweet spot of a draft, is the picks that are later on, I think.
Yeah.
You should be in the draft room. Have fun with that.
Oh. I'd be in there for 2 seconds. I'd be like, you need to go now.
No. Oh my God. Can you imagine? That would be hilarious. Oh my gosh. I showed you 2 candies here. I talked about this. I did a poll. Do you I think these are the worst, most disgusting things in the world.
What?
Are you a fan of the Cadbury cream egg?
Yes.
I like these ones.
I love those. Love those.
Yes.
You know what? Anything really, honestly, the winner for me in any holiday candy is the Reese's peanut butter, whatever. And once I had a patient once, and I was talking about how they taste so much better than the regular Reese's. And she said that she had a friend that worked at a candy factory that told her, well, that's because they're fresh. They're made for that holiday. If there's a difference, those little ones in the shapes, I don't care if it's a Christmas tree, I don't care if it's a egg, whatever it is, they're better.
That is so true. The pumpkins around Halloween.
Anything.
Yes. Look at this douchebag, Aaron Rodgers. I grabbed this picture because it's draft season. This is him at his NFL draft.
I don't care for Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers is a pot stirred. I think he seems kind of like a drama queen. Sorry if I'm hurting him.
Kind of. He is a drama queen.
When the rumor was going on about the Browns, I was like, please don't.
Your friends.
Oh, Heather just said Reese's eggs are superior. Boom, honey. That's why you're my best friend. That's right.
Yes. That's my best friend.
Yeah.
Heather.
No to Aaron Rodgers. We're gonna pass. Bye-bye. He said he doesn't even have a team. That's kind of saying something.
I mean, like, dude hasn't even signed yet. You mean to tell me you want him to come to your team now? He's going to come in strutting all late. They're talking a lot about Aaron Rodgers to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right. Okay, I would love that. I love that.
Oh, what's the drama? You want the drama?
Take him along with Mason Rudolph. Didn't Mason Rudolph just sign again with them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now, that's QB1 there in Pittsburgh. That's who they have so far.
Yeah, I don't think. You
know what I was thinking? Like, what are the odds that, because, Pittsburgh, they always do well in the draft. They always draft well.
Yeah, they do draft well.
What are the odds that they get, like, they take Shedeur and he ends up being a stud or something? I don't know. This is what's going to happen.
I think, this might come back to bite me in the ass, but I honestly think Shedeur is going to translate well to the NFL. If somebody asks me why, I don't exactly know. I can't tell you exactly why, but I think he would do well in Pittsburgh. I don't like the Steelers. So I don't want him to go there. Get Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers or Aaron or Shedeur or both would do well in Pittsburgh.
Shedeur. I don't care about Aaron. Aaron's weird.
Yeah. I mean, you stand on that hill of Shedeur. I mean,
I do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I like that. You always stand by what you believe in.
I do.
I don't know. The whole thing of Shedeur Sanders scares me. I would have definitely liked Cam Ward. I would really, really like Will Howard or we'll see. Maybe Jalen Monroe. I don't know, but it's coming up. I love the draft. So much fun.
I know the draft is so fun. It will never top that COVID year when Roger Goodell was in his basement and he was like halfway drunk through. Do you remember that? He was eating the M&Ms. And then when Bill Belichick's dog, they kept flashing to him and he was just sitting on his chair. Like Bill was nowhere to be found, but he's sitting at his kitchen table. That was the best draft year. Nothing will ever top that.
That was well done, actually.
Yes.
That was really, really, they made it really fun to watch with all the cameos and stuff.
Yes.
The worst draft was the one that we had in Cleveland. That draft sucked. It was so, I'm like, because I've been to so many of them.
Yeah.
And that one, it was because it was post 2020. So all the 2020 rules were still
right.
And it didn't suck because it's Cleveland. I love Cleveland. I would have thought we would have killed it.
Yes.
But it wasn't the city's fault. It wasn't anyone's fault. We had all those rules. Like the players couldn't even come. It wasn't the same.
Circumstances in that year. Yeah, it was unfortunate that it was in Cleveland that year because they did do such a good job with the setup, like having that whole thing like right by the lake and stuff. When they would show the aerial shots, it was so pretty. And Cleveland downtown, anyways, I think is one of hands down the coolest cities. So unique, with so much character. I agree with you. That year, both of my sons went that year on Thursday and Friday, and they said it was really, really fun. I think if you were there, it was fun. But yeah, definitely, I think.
Well, I was there.
Did you go?
I did, but like I said, I also went to before that.
Right.
Were before that were really, really fun. And,
yeah.
And you did not get the experience that you would have truly gotten if we had didn't have the 2020 protocols on there, but still Green Bay should be fun. And then, it's going to Pittsburgh. So we can go to that one very easily.
That one will be,
It's a beautiful city. And I think it'll be a great draft and it's close. So that will be fun. You said something that I wanted to talk about. Oh, I got it. We see both of us together are ADHD.
It's all good.
Did you see the viral clip of Bill Belichick's girlfriend going on the field?
Oh,
girl.
I mean, I know I might be a little old-fashioned, but I was like, yeah.
Like,
what
is
you doing?
up?
What you doing?
What is up? Okay.
What you doing, right? I was shocked, and I don't know. I like the Bill with his little dog sitting at his kitchen table more than that one.
Bill Belichick is, he still is, I guess. I'm starting to get over. I just don't like to see him so whipped. You know what I mean? Like,
I
dude,
know.
you're Bill Belichick. This
Yeah.
girl's like, I'd be like, girl, get off.
Somebody should be whipped over you, not the other way around, right? Somebody needs to be.
Right.
It's Bill Belichick. Yeah, I agree.
Like, and it's so obvious that she wants fame. She wants to be seen. Like, because she's being seen. If she didn't want to, she wouldn't have to be. She's wearing the outfits to get photographed. She's going out, and he's letting her parade herself and use him to make herself famous.
Yeah.
So that to me is like, that's what I don't get. Okay, I could see him. Okay, you're dating the younger woman and whatever, but letting her be so involved in your life when you're notoriously private. Notoriously private.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to anything else.
So, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I might be old fashioned here, but just have some class and decorum. You know, you don't just have good for you. If you should, as females, we should support each other more. We should value ourselves more. We should take pride in our bodies more, whatever. But at the same time, it's like some things should still be a little bit private. Some things should still be a little bit, just have a little bit of class, you know? That's what I think.
Yes. It's like save some things for, you know.
Yeah.
Save some things for yourself.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, we are approaching on an hour. What did you think? How was your first podcast?
Fun. I will come back. It was fun.
Yay! Well, we have so much more to talk about. We're just at the beginning of golf season, guys. I plan on keeping us staying tuned in golf. I talked a little bit about my journey on starting golf. It means more to me because my mom loved playing. She wanted me to do this. So it's more like I've always wanted to. It's in me, you know. I went out the other day. God, am I horrible? But you know, I'm rusty. I got to get out there a little bit more, you know. Get some grease in these old bones.
I know. Just know the one thing I've learned about golf, because you know, and I just started like a year and a half ago. The biggest thing I've learned about golf, you know, I wish I would have taken it up sooner, but it's just you can't take it too seriously. And I think that's a difficult thing when I'm a very competitive person and I have to keep myself in check because, you know, it's hard. It is very difficult, but it's fun. And so really I try and remind myself I'm outside in the sun. You know, I have an alcoholic beverage if I want one. You know, golf carts are super fun. You have music playing. You have cool clothes. I have lavender clubs. I should show them to you. They're so pretty. And so, you know, that's the biggest thing is have fun with it. You know, and I have to remind myself of that too.
Great. I love that too. We definitely have to get together in golf. It's a great way, like exactly. You can hang out with your girlfriends, you're down the golf course, drinking beer and doing an activity like exercising and drinking together and getting a tan. Like all those things work for me, you know. I'm all about it. But I've been you know, watching tutorials and working on my swing a little bit. And I feel like I'm getting better as far as I'm letting the embarrassment of how bad I am out. Like you said, because you got to try, you know, like half the time I don't even hit the freaking ball.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I'm circling around, but I will get there. I just want to be good enough to go play with people, and I'm not going to be horrible. Like I'm like holding everybody up, you know. I don't want to.
Well, that's me too. That's my biggest fear always too. Is that like when you go to the course, sometimes you're so busy, and sometimes they put you like in like you'll be with somebody else, but then they'll put you like in a group with 2 other people, and then you always feel like you're holding down. You don't want to hold anybody back, and you don't want to be slow, and you don't want the people behind you. And I think that's like a kind of a hard mindset to get out of. But you know what? At the end of the day, who really freaking cares? You know, they can wait for you to be done.
Exactly. All right, you can go around.
Yes.
I have to learn all the golf etiquette because I don't really know it.
Well, I don't know a lot of golf etiquette either. I just learned that when you play with other people on the 9th or 18th hole, when you're done, you're supposed to take your hat off and shake hands. And you saw that at the Masters. You saw how they would do it. The caddies would do it. The players would do it. I just learned that like 3 weeks ago. I never knew that. There's a lot of golf etiquette. Yeah.
We need to learn. We need to do another podcast, just like
Okay, we'll do one on golf etiquette.
yes, and we will do some more podcasts where you can follow along and watch us at the golf course get better and better. Oh my gosh, I gotta go pick up my daughter from school. It's that time.
Okay.
My alarm went off, but all right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks,
Please,
guys.
if you guys follow Chicky on social media. You don't have yours on there, but you can find her from my page or the Bougie Sports Squad. Please subscribe on YouTube. Also check out the website at bougiesports.net. Got a lot coming up for you guys. As always, appreciate everybody and all your support. And go Cavs, go Guards,
Yeah.
go Rory, go you. Happy everyone.